We made it to another Sunday. Thank you so much for being here. I am sending you a warm embrace and so much love. I'm Isa, your host, and welcome to Renew Your Soul. How have you guys been? It is Mother's Day today. Happy Mother's Day to you if you are a mother or a soon-to-be mother. Happy Mother's Day to your moms. Happy Mother's Day to anyone who just needs a little bit of extra love for whatever reason on this day. I have been settling into a bit more of a routine this past week after a few busy weeks. I'm not going to lie, the past couple of weeks I was doing my routine, going about my soul connection, renewing my soul when I had the chance to. But I felt just this need to disconnect in some sort of way. I needed a moment to just sit and relax and not have to worry about publishing anything or putting anything out. So I've been really feeling really good. This week was really great. I don't know if I've shared this on here, but I'm a part of a writing program. I started, I believe, in February of this year. And the intention with being a part of this program is to publish a book. I'm not sure when that'll be. I think it'll be early next year. But I have been, just taking that in as well. And I also recently started a new full-time job. So that has been craziness in its own. A lot of changes coming in my life in the next couple of weeks, months. And so a solid routine is very important. A solid routine for mind, body, and soul keeps me grounded in all of the things that I need for my soul. Our connection to our minds, our mental health is extremely important. And if you're not aware, the month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And today I wanted to talk a little bit together how we can make more of a difference during this special month. I also want to preface this by saying I am not a mental health professional. I have the utmost respect for those who work in the mental health sector, industry, all you professionals who spend day in and day out talking and advocating about mental health is just so needed. But I, as a person from the outside, who loves to learn and expand and talk about these topics, do feel that it's necessary to share further light in this special month. Mental Health Awareness Month has been observed in the month of May in the United States since 1949. This month is observed with local and national organizations. The media heavily talks about Mental Health Awareness Month. And I would also say increased conversation on social media. I think it's so important to be a part of the conversation, of course, this month and always, right? I took a look at the Mental Health National Organization website, and this year they have chosen the theme as Back to Basics. So much has happened to everyone around the world in the last few years. The pandemic, I would say, has affected everyone in some way or another, whether it be in career, in family, in finances. We all have either faced uncertainty, stress, isolation, anxiety, or all of the above. Our mental health is extremely important as it sets the foundation for many different areas in our lives. It sets up the relationship with self, with others, with how we take on our career, our interests, our hobbies. Our mental health can determine how we even navigate the simple part of life, like daily tasks and to-dos. What is mental health? Mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, how we feel, and how we act. It determines how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. On mentalhealth.gov, you can find a list of early warning signs for those living with mental health problems. And I would definitely check out this wonderful resource if this is something you're looking to share with anyone in your life. Today, we're going to talk through a few ways how we can together help promote and maintain positive mental health for ourselves and for others, and share the word in some way or another. Personally, I'm going to start off by suggesting the word honor. Honor your mental health. We all deal with our own mental health ups and downs. It's completely normal. We honestly should embrace where we're at and honor where we're at, what we are feeling, and where others are at as well. And so there are a lot of different ways that we can, in return, honor our mental health. We can stay active. Movement in any form brings positive benefits. It boosts our self-esteem. It helps us concentrate better. It improves our sleep. Movement, or your preferred form of exercise, keeps the brain and other vital organs healthy, in return being a positive element for our mental health. I personally am so inspired by movement. It is how I let my anxiety leave my body. And I also show up better in my life when I do integrate movement into every day. I won't go into this too much because I have chatted about this quite a bit. I think the previous episode is on mindful walking. It's just something I really, really, really enjoy. Hands down, movement has changed everything for me. Knowing that it's okay to feel anxious, it's okay to overthink, but to release that through the active movement, I am so, so thankful for it every day. Another way you can take care of your mental health is by taking a break. This one is very challenging. When do you know you've had enough? What does burnout or feeling overwhelmed feel like? What does taking a break feel like? How do you know? It is so important to make time for yourself each and every day. For me, I call it renewing my soul. Ideally, I would spend a full morning routine for my soul before I get to anything else in any given day. And that means movement, connection to writing or journaling in some way, maybe some integration of stretching, reading possibly. All of these different things that I incorporate into my morning routine so that I can show up as a better soul in this world. And sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. But when I make time for me, when I ground myself in habits that fuel my mind, body, and soul, I am so much more connected. I am less stressed. And then when I do need to take a break, I'm equipped with the tools necessary to renew, rejuvenate, and relax. And so taking a break can be as simple as actually taking your 10-minute break during your workday, taking a full lunch, going on a walk during your lunch, reading your favorite book, catching up with a friend, disconnecting from social media. And so when you feel stressed, when you feel anxious, when you feel like things are getting a little bit too much, and you know what this feels like for you, make sure to take that break. It is so important, and it allows us to show up as better people. And so whatever makes you happy, allow yourself to feel fully rested in that moment when you do take a break. Taking it fully in is where the magic comes in. The next one I'm going to talk about is connection. Connection with others is so important. We all have people in our lives we love and we turn to when we need a few minutes of connection. Who would we be without the people we surround ourselves with? Things have changed in the past couple of years, yes, and I still hold so much appreciation for the in-person connection. And maybe that is not something that you are comfortable with or that you can spend time doing because of just like work and personal life and just being busy. But if we still make time for connection, whether it be in person, virtual, even a text or a phone call, I so deeply know that it helps us better connect with ourselves. When you are spending time with someone who you love, you are rejuvenating your soul in some way. And I personally am someone who also loves spending a lot of time alone. I feel rejuvenated when I go on artist dates, when I go on solo walks, and there's beauty in being alone as well. But connection with others keeps us human. It's been so great to be a part of a writing community. I would say that it allows me to learn more about myself, and hearing other people share their, writing styles, their vulnerabilities. It's so beautiful. It has allowed me to show up in a different way. And I'm also, navigating some personal changes as well. And being a part of a bigger community, I feel is just so needed for the soul. And I hope that you also have one to connect to, even if it's like on a monthly basis. There are so many beautiful communities out there that we can all just tap into a little bit more. And I would say connection is a huge part of taking care of our mental health because we are never alone. There is always someone out there who is willing to listen, whether it be a friend or your family or a close loved one. Connection is just such a beautiful part of life, and we absolutely need it to survive. Those are just a few ways that you can further connect with your mental health and take care of you. And so you might be asking, well, how can I get involved? I would say start by looking into organizations that are important to you. A great resource I recently found is mental health advocacy services. If you go to their website at www.mahas/la.org/donate, you'll find programs, descriptions, and how you can further support and donate to specific organizations. Now, if you're looking for free resources, I found this really great article on Oprah.com that has a list of free resources you can check out for anxiety, bipolar disorder, depression, and more. I'll link the specific link to the show notes in case this is something you need or someone close to you needs. For example, if you are struggling with anxiety, you can create your own profile at Anxiety Social Net for more information on there. Maybe someone close to you is struggling with depression or postpartum depression. There are also wonderful resources here. And again, I'll link that specific Oprah.com link with those resources in the show notes for further information on all of those resources and profiles that you can check out. By gathering resources and further learning on what specific issues people deal with, like anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, postpartum depression, and a lot more, we are being a part of the answer. We together as a bigger community, as a collective, are showing up and honoring what different people might be dealing with. And I would say that one of the biggest realizations and learnings that I have been able to intake a lot of information is by really great resources that I have found on social media. I work in social media. I've been working in marketing, social media since I graduated college. I also have a background in journalism. And so gathering information, further looking into a specific topic is something that I am very passionate about. And I think it'll always be a part of me. And so this is also one of the bigger reasons why I started Sesiones back in 2018 and why I'm still continuing it to this day. In that time was seeing, a lot of quotes circulate. A lot of different people were finding their voice in content creation. And what I wanted to bring more awareness on were topics like these, where conversations and topics that relate to mental health, to the mind, to the body, to the soul. And I think it's so important that we share our unique stories in whatever way we prefer, whether it be by sharing or resharing quotes and information from other pages, or maybe one day you do want to share a story about a specific issue that has been brought to your attention, or you want to share from personal experience what you are going through. I think social media now in 2022 is so important. I mean, everyone, right? Mostly everyone is on it. We spend hours and hours on end on our little phones looking at other people live their lives. And I will be honest in saying that it's beautiful and it's also causes a lot of anxiety for me. And that is why I am someone who seeks a lot of nature, who seeks a lot of things outside of myself to further ground my soul in my truth. Let's talk a little bit about which resources I'm referring to on social media. I would say one of my favorite pages that I've seen, and you can maybe relate to this or maybe you don't, but has been Young Pueblo. His poetry is just an absolute must for me. When I scroll in the mornings or whenever I'm on my phone scrolling, I love when I come across his beautiful poetry. I also recently got his new book, Clarity and Connection, and I just started reading a few of his poems or excerpts, if you want to call them, this weekend. Another page that I am loving is Julia Cameron Live. At Julia Cameron Live. She is the author of The Artist's Way. I have shared this multiple times on here already. She shares a lot of enlightenment on creativity and seeking wisdom. And for me, that work helps ease my mind and it further promotes positivity for my mental health. Let's actually read a few of her quotes that she has shared. I'm going to find a couple since we're already here. Let's talk through some that she has shared. So she shared this beautiful one the other day that said, "There is always an action, however small, that we can take toward our dream. As we ask to be led, we are led. When we expect divine help, we tend to receive it. I have never met a non-creative person. There is no such thing as being done with an artistic life." And the last one I'll read. "The morning pages will teach you to stop judging and just let yourself write." And so I'm going to be honest with you, when I go onto social media and I see this is what I want to be seeing. I want to be reading affirmations that are furthering helping me to either sit in stillness, to grow, to expand my mind in any way. And her page is just a must. I can talk about this all day, but let me move on to the next one. The next one is called mentalhealth.q. They are a community on Instagram that supports anyone needing a little extra love and reminder of just how awesome they are. They also have a free self-care app if that is something that you are interested in. The next one is Latinx Therapy. They are a great resource for anyone who is looking in the Latinx community for someone who is bilingual. If you're looking for a therapist, this is the perfect community for you. Again, if you speak English or Spanish, this might be a community that can be of support to you in any way, to yourself or someone close to you who is looking for a therapist. I want to hear which pages are bringing you light on mental health. If this is a topic that you consume or like to consume on social media, it can be Instagram or TikTok. I want to hear. I would love to hear which resources have been a light for you, especially in this pandemic. I will admit that it's been so refreshing to see people just be more honest and share more raw moments with their communities online. Again, as someone who just consumes high amounts of online media, I definitely sense a shift in the air. I truly appreciate it. If it's even if it's just sharing a quote graphic or a moment of vulnerability, talking about it shares light on mental health advocacy, and this is what it rightfully deserves. Journaling, if you haven't already heard on this podcast, is a huge part of my life. And I'm going to share a few journaling questions that you can connect with your mind, or if you want to connect with your soul in any way, these might be helpful to you. Let's start off with, what can I forgive myself for in this moment? How does my mind feel right now? What does an ideal day look like for me? How can I create that for myself? Is there anything in my mind, in my body, or in my soul that needs renewal? What can I control today? What can't I control today? What does love mean to me? What brings my mind ease? So those are a few questions that are very simple. And if those are something that you don't feel that you can connect with, I would suggest free writing, morning pages, essentially. Even if you free write for 10 minutes, for 15 minutes, that is taking care of your mental health because you are releasing and connecting in some way. You might be releasing your anxieties straight on the page. You might be connecting to your anxieties straight on the page. You might be connecting to your mind or to your soul. You might be simply going through different thoughts in your mind, and that is connection to your mental health. It's honoring your feelings. It's accepting your feelings, whether they are positive or maybe they are in an anxiousness feeling. And both are equally okay. It is okay to feel so much light, and it is okay to feel not in light. It is okay to feel anxious over anything. It is okay to feel sad. It is okay to feel mad. And honoring our feelings where we're at is the first step. Take care of you, honor where other people are at, and that is also in relation to everything that you consume. Social media, conversations with people around you. You know what to accept and you know what you can accept. And you know what is okay for you and you know what doesn't feel right. And so I personally am going to wrap up this conversation today by honoring a quick mental health check-in for me with my relationship to social media. And sometimes I do have to do a quick sweep of what I am intaking. I have found myself really heavily on TikTok, but it's been so fun. And I honestly don't see anything bad in consuming TikTok. Sometimes it's just needed, you know? I find a lot of light and humor. I think it's great for the soul. I think we need it. We all need to be able to just have fun and not take ourselves so seriously. So I am doing a quick check-in mostly with Instagram and which pages I am following that are a little too picture perfect for my liking. Thank you for spending time with me on this beautiful Sunday. I am sending you so much light. Together, we can bloom in love. We can surrender to our fears and envision our higher self in peace. We can have the courage to start even before we're ready. Together, we can practice on loving and nurturing our souls daily. It's a daily practice. Connecting to and supporting our mental health is something that we have to do every single day. So I do want to say that if you are in a crisis, you can text MHA to 741741 or call 1-800-273-TALK-8255. 1-800-273-TALK-8255. To reach a trained crisis counselor 24/7, 365 days a year. If you enjoyed today's conversation, please subscribe, rate, and or review this podcast. It lets me know and the platforms know that you would love to continue seeing more of Renew Your Soul. You can also follow along on Instagram at Sesiones. Send me a DM. Let me know how you're liking the podcast. I am sending you so much love. I hope beautiful things happen to you this week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.